In the heart of a city called Silver Haven, Canada, lies a dense forest known as the Whispering Woods. It's a place shrouded in mystery and superstition, a place where few dare to venture. The trees in these woods are ancient, their gnarled branches casting eerie shadows in the dim light. One evening, a group of friends decided to embark on an adventure into the heart of the Whispering Woods. Armed with flashlights and a sense of bravado, you venture deeper into the forest, oblivious to the ominous silence that surrounded you. As you press forward, the trees seem to close in on you, creating an oppressive feeling. The leaves rustled, and you swore you could hear whispers in the wind, faint, indistinct voices that sent shivers down your spine. The air grew colder, and the fog thickened, making it difficult to see more than a few feet ahead. In the distance, you noticed an eerie glow. Drawn to it like a moth to a flame, you followed the soft green light deeper into the woods. It led you to a dilapidated cabin, its windows boarded up and its door creaking ominously as it swayed in the breeze. As you cautiously entered the cabin, you found yourself in a room filled with antique dolls. Their glassy eyes seemed to follow your every move, and you couldn't shake the feeling that you were being watched. The silence was broken by the sudden sound of a music box playing an eerie melody. Panic set in, and you hurried to leave the cabin, but the door slammed shut, trapping you inside. The dolls came to life, their porcelain faces twisted into malevolent grins as they advanced toward you. You struggled to escape, but their tiny porcelain hands held you in place. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing the music box. The dolls froze in their tracks and dropped you. The door creaked open, and you scrambled out of the cabin, not daring to look back. Back in the Whispering Woods, you and your friends found your way out, the forest returning to an eerie silence. You knew you had encountered something unnatural that night, something that could have stayed hidden. To this day, you can't help but feel the gaze of those glassy-eyed dolls, and the whispers of the Whispering Woods haunting your dreams. You learned the hard way that some mysteries are best left untouched. I moved into an old, creaky house at the edge of town, seeking solace in its isolation. The walls whispered secrets, echoing with stories of the past. Late at night, their murmurs would grow louder, filling the rooms with an eerie presence. One moonless night, as I lay in bed, I heard a child's laughter. It seemed to come from the walls themselves, a phantom echo of youthful innocence. My heart raced, for I knew I was alone. I ventured into the dimly lit hallway, tracing my hand along the peeling wallpaper. The whispers grew more distinct, forming fragmented sentences that chilled me to the bone. "Help me. Trapped. Let us out." A cold draft swirled, carrying with it scent of decay. I followed the sound, fingers trembling on the doorknob. The door groaned open, revealing a hidden chamber, dust covered and forgotten. There, in the corner, stood a child, eyes hollow and vacant. He looked at me, a desperate plea in his gaze. His voice was a mere breath, barely audible. "They won't
Let us go.
I stumbled back, realizing I was not alone. Shadows danced on the periphery, figures of the long-forgotten souls trapped within these walls, their faces contorted in silent agony. I fled, but the whispers pursued me, echoing in my mind. Every night they grew louder, more insistent. I couldn't escape them. I was bound to this house, as were they. As days turned to weeks, my sanity unraveled. I researched the history of the house, hoping to find a way to release these tormented souls. I learned of a tragedy that had befallen the previous occupants. A family lost to a fire that had consumed the very walls that now entombed their spirits. Armed with this knowledge, I performed a ritual, hoping to set them free. The air grew thick with anticipation, and for a moment, I felt a surge of hope. But then, the whispers turned frantic, mingling with anguished cries. I watched in horror as the walls seemed to pulse, as if breathing. The house rejected my attempts, enraged by my interference. The darkness consumed me, pulling me into its suffocating embrace. Now, I am one with the whispers, a silent wail in the depths of this cursed house. And I warn you, whoever reads this, stay away from that forsaken place, for once you hear the whispers in the walls, you are forever bound to them.